I know everybody and their mom have talked about Elon Musk's salute. Okay. I've seen the discourse, I've seen everything online. I've seen the clowns defending him, and I've seen normal people rightfully calling it for what it is. I want to talk about another angle in this that I find deeply fucking disturbing, and I feel we need to talk about that. And before I say what I want to say, let's recall what happened. For those of you that have missed it, or maybe if you might see this video on a later note, Elon went on stage and did the Nazi salute twice. Once in front of the crowd, and then he turned around and did it to the remaining crowd behind him. Then this happened. Various news outlets, the New York Times, CNN, also a lot of European news outlets rightfully criticized him, not only for the Nazi salute, but also for later on coming to the AfD rally, who the AfD is the Alternative for Germany, which isn't an alternative by the fucking way, is the right-wing party of Germany, telling them that Germans are too focused on past guilt. And let me just get into that statement before I show you the rest of what I want to say. Too focused on past guilt is a statement that only a privileged white person can make, because first of all, what the entire fuck is that? Because how are you focused on past guilt when the guilt is not past? Just because an happening took place, or like in this case, the Holocaust took place in the past, one, does not mean that it is literally over. It doesn't mean that the consequences and the systems that were put into place by the Holocaust or by different other political scenarios, which I'm going to get to in a minute, are over. That does not mean that there is no more anti-Semitism today. So you telling the world to focus, not, or telling Germany in this case, to not focus too much on past guilt, completely invalidates and literally erases the fact that there is still anti-Semitism, not only in Germany, but globally. Also, let's not fucking forget that the past made the present, and the present determines the future. So if the past is actually over, why the fuck is there still racism and anti-Semitism flourishing in fucking Germany? I think we should talk about the past in scenarios like this as something that has not stopped, because it hasn't. And you cannot move past something when that shit is ongoing. White people, exactly. Now let's look at this from a bigger angle, shall we? For example, not only the Holocaust still has effects on Jewish people today, because there are literally people alive that lost their loved ones who they met in the Holocaust. There are people alive today that had to leave Germany, that were sent away because of the Holocaust. It's not been, I don't fucking know, 500, 600, 700 years ago. Hello? Then again, let's look at other genocides during the history of humanity. For example, the Nakba happened 1975 in Palestine. Did I just say 75? 1948, I'm sorry. But 75 years. So I got that shit twisted. My bad. The Nakba that happened 1948 has effects today. Just because the Nakba happened then and was finished then doesn't mean you don't feel the consequences still today. Okay, that was like laying the foundation. Imagine you built a house. Just because you finished laying the foundation in the 1800s doesn't mean that the house didn't go through the roof and is still fucking standing. The Nakba was the foundation to the genocide and 75 years ongoing genocide towards Palestinians. This did not start October 7th. It didn't. The same thing with the 1884 Berlin Conference, or the first ship that took off, literally kidnapping enslaved Africans in 1444 from the western coast of Africa to take off to Turtle Island. Just because those incidences or those happenings happened and finished in a certain amount of time does not mean that the consequences that were felt by these instances are gone on in the past. They are not, especially not in the system of discrimination and racism, because these things, just like the Holocaust, just like the genocide in Gaza, just like the silent genocide in the Congo, the hunger going on in Sudan, the poverty happening in Yemen, in Lebanon, Political crisis in Haiti, those things are not past. There was a foundation laid at some point, and every other form of discrimination was built on top of that foundation. The 1884 Berlin Conference was the foundation to the colonization of the continent of Africa. And even though there is independence, fuck off, by the way, doesn't mean that the African nations are actually independent. We are not, okay? Like, if an independence is bound to a contract and we are to pay you millions and millions of euro every year in collateral damage, aka post-slavery taxes, then we are not fucking free, you dumb fucks. The fuck? What kind of independence is this? If I come to your house and I enslave you and I rape and murder and kill and kidnap your family members for 600 fucking years and then give you a contract to sign, literally holding a fucking gun to your head, sign it or don't. If you don't, you stay in shackles. If you sign it, we will remove the shackles, but we put financial and economical shackles on you. What the fuck would you do? Yeah, slavery is no longer as physical as it was back in the day. Slavery when it comes to black people or African people. That doesn't mean, one, that it's gone, and it doesn't mean that those happenings are not still felt today. So the statement in its entirety is just the whitest thing you could think of. Now let's talk about the double standards of what and how Elon's Hitler salute, Nazi salute was received in the media and what it actually did. Because the consequence is it didn't do shit. Yeah, it didn't do shit. Germany, the government of Germany, different German parties, the headquarters of Tesla, or anybody that works with and for Tesla did not come forward and they were like, hey, we don't want, this is not who we stand for. This is not what we support. We don't want nothing to do with this. We are not racist. Whatever. Okay? Nothing like that happened. Okay? There was criticism to an extent that it was labeled a weird hand gesture. But lo and behold, I will do like this on fucking camera. Okay? Lo and behold, you do like this to a fucking policeman. Then it's not labeled a hand gesture. It's an insult. Okay? And you doing the fucking Nazi salute on international TV is exactly what it was. Don't fucking gaslight the rest of the world into believing, oh, I'm autistic. What the fuck? Anyway, now let's look at this from the racial perspective. Yeah. We remember when Kanye West said what he said, right? We also remember what happened to him after, and he was literally slaughtered in the media. Not only by the media, by fans, by social media, by news outlets. This man was in everybody's mouth and nobody left a good hair on him. Rightfully so, because what he said was absolutely uncalled for. It was uncalled for, okay? It was anti-Semitic. Let's call it what it is. Now look at this. The Gap, Balenciaga, and more companies terminated their relationships and brand deals with the rapper. Forbes then reported that Ye also lost his billionaire status. By the way, no fucking body can be an ethical billionaire. I digress, but let's just keep this here. After Adidas announced on October 25 that it was dropping his due deal and that the brand does not tolerate hate speech, which fucking, by the way, hilarious. Do you know who Adidas is? Adidas were German brothers, okay? That, by the way, heavily financially supported Hitler. Look that up if you want to. So this is kind of funny to me, but anyway. The move, according to the publication, now puts Ye's net worth at 400 million. Oh, terrible. And resulted in his removal from Forbes billionaire list. What I'm saying is, 2 billionaires, both were anti-Semitic, one had consequences, one did not. Now you do the maths. Because if you're a white man, you can do anything and get away with it as long as you have the right excuses. And with the whiteness, anyway, comes a shitload of benefit of the doubt. Because not only did he do what he did, he after that went to X and doubled down on the whole thing and literally after that went on fucking TV and told the right-wing people that allegedly he isn't, right? He's not right-wing, of course, that they should not be focusing on past guilt. And y'all still want to defend a fucking billionaire that doesn't even know about your existence. I want to know, why are you sucking this man's dick so hardly? What has Elon Musk done for you that you support a fucking racist that did the Hitler salute on TV? But you were so quick to cancel a black man for the same topic? Interesting. Because yes, everything is about race. Everything is about race. And this is yet another example of it.